Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is Gateway's Got It. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a dealer who makes things easy and convenient, and guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. And 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, guess what? Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And here we are, episode...
I think we're 33.
33.
We're still kind of young and cute.
So, yeah, it's not on the downhill side just yet. Huge thanks to Gateway Buick GMC. Charles Cooksey is so amazing, so supportive of literally everything that I do. It makes me so proud. I mean, grateful. He's supporting the Do It for Dirt golf tournament.
I heard about that on the ticket.
Yes.
I heard a celebrity, Emily Jones, is going to be there.
Yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. Sponsoring the Mom Game, paying me to sling cars for him, be in his commercials. He's been a fantastic kind of business partner for me over the years.
That's amazing.
So I know. So I'm thankful he's a part
of
he's
I'm
part of the Mom Game.
thankful for him too. I need to meet him and give him a hug.
I know. Maybe we'll have him on to talk talk about
the best mom cars.
Talk about there we go.
Cup holders, like all those kinds of things that are so important with
sliding doors.
Third row. Do you really need a minivan or can you do something cooler as a mom? I don't know. I haven't gone over to the full minivan thing yet.
But I will say I get one at spring training. And when I go, because I take the kids with me. Yeah. And there's something like so, I don't know, like liberating about having this mini. It seems so convenient. You see it feels so practical. Like both the doors open and they slide open. And
to me, maybe it would be like just the fact that you're like, you know what, this is me. I'm not pretending anymore.
But you know what?
I'm a mom.
I'm
going to shout it from the rooftops, but I'm not there yet. But I feel like moms hit a point where they're just there.
You're like, F it. Like, I'm going to get
I'm a
the
mom.
minivan.
It's going to be covered in shit.
Okay. Well, you bring up that point. So we're running carpool with me and my best friend, and she has 2 kids. Our kids are staggered. It's like 3rd, 2nd, 1st kindergarten. So Sydney, bless her heart, she's sweet as can be. She's not very fleet of foot. She's a little slow, moves a little slow. So she'll get in the car and it takes her literally it's like 3 minutes of like tugging on the door.
Like, oh my God.
So I'm like, it's like yesterday morning, it was freezing cold. And I'm like, come on, Sid, put some muscle into it. Let's go. And then I'm looking at the kids. I'm like, for the love of God, what's wrong with you people? Somebody get out of your seat and help the 5-year-old shut the door.
So anyway, older kids just sitting there watching.
You know what? That would never happen in a minivan.
There you go.
Would never happen in a minivan. Okay, all right. That's a good subject.
We're all gonna get there at some point.
Yeah, we will. We will.
We all will.
Okay, so we actually have a rundown today. It's you and I. We do this every other week where we don't invite anyone on because we need to catch up.
I know. And didn't you feel like I just thought of so many things over the last week where can't wait to talk about this.
Yes.
Can't wait to talk to Emily because so much happens in a week.
I know. Well, in 2 weeks too, if you think about when we have guests on and
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know if Dana Larson wanted to mess with all of our day-to-day BS. No, but we had a great conversation with her.
She was awesome.
Yeah. Her. So, but no, I'm excied to just catch up with you today.
Yeah, same here. And we have wine. Always.
Cheers. Socially distant cheers.
I don't think we're going to do any harm with a little glass tap.
No, not at all. Oh. We just had to reach further.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. Okay. All right. So first, you do a swig. I'll talk for a second. So we've been trying to get back to the sports scorts, the exclusive segment you can only hear here on the Mom Game. Sports scorts, which is our version of just kind of a little recap on what's going on in
water cooler talk.
What can we think of something else?
That was a joke.
Put that on the list. Water cooler talk. New name for water cooler talk.
It's sports squirts. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Water cooler talk was just the joke.
Where have I been?
Like, I feel like everyone's in the radio business. Well, let's just have some water cooler.
So let's now, we're revolutionizing things. It's now sports.
It is sports. So we do want to talk some sports on this show every other week, at least, if our guest isn't necessarily sportsy or whatever. Although we talked Luka with so Dana, and that was fun. But nowadays, we are down to NFL, and luckily we have the World Series going on as well, just for another day, maybe another 2 days.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, but right now what's dominating my day-to-day life and just in Dallas is this dumpster fire that is the Dallas Cowboys. Are you watching? Can you even watch?
I do. And we start out, and Henry's is my 9-year-old, super into it. And then here's the deal about him though. He's super competitive. So whatever team he likes, if they're not winning, he's like, "Why this team's ridiculous. Like, I don't even want to watch this." You
should record him one day bashing the Cowboys.
I will.
I will use it on our
he's
show.
like this. It's not good. And so then, but the thing is, it's not like us. Like, this team sucks. Let's move on. He's like wants to dissect why they're so bad, and this is whatever. And so it makes it a miserable experience, even more miserable. But at the same time, gives me some comic relief.
Yeah.
But like, there was a point, I think it may have been against Arizona, where he literally started crying. Like, he was like, "Yeah, I mean." And I don't know why he's so. I mean, I've always been a Cowboys fan. Ever since I was growing up. But I haven't ever really shown that I'm emotionally, I'm not super emotionally invested in them like I am the Rangers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know where he's gotten it. I've also learned too this about kids. It's like sometimes they'll just pick a team and then they'll root for them. Yeah. And then when it doesn't work out, they get pissed off. Or they just switch sides.
They can just switch to another team.
Yeah.
Ryder roots for the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, okay.
He's 5. I don't know.
Russell Wilson's
It's a pretty good one to root for. I think because Kelly's from Vancouver Island, and when Kelly was growing up, that's who he rooted for. And he told Ryder that once, and it stuck with him. So now he's a Seahawks fan because, I can't even watch this team right now.
And you have to listen to it all day.
Mondays are not my favorite because we have to
Mondays,
talk
and then it bleeds over into
Cowboys.
Tuesdays.
Today it was like a lot, and I get it. That's
what it drives it.
Like, all of the reports,
numbers.
They say that people want to hear Cowboys talk. When they are switching through the radio stations, they hear someone talking about Cowboys, they're going to stop because they're so pissed too, and they want to commiserate with you or whatever it is. But it is just ugly. Like, the Cowboys had some really high hopes heading into this season.
My gosh.
They had a really, what we thought was a talented roster, a new head coach who had,
been there,
done that. He has
living in a
nice
barn.
Coaching resume. Oh yeah, just
been crunching numbers in a barn.
Stats in a barn. That barn was worthless.
Bring it on.
And I say that, but I don't know that you can fully blame the coaches at this point. When you watch the team play, it looks like they don't give an F.
Not one. Not one F. Well, and I will say this. I heard Troy today on the ticket, which for those of you listening around the world, Julie works for a sports station called Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket. It's got a very big cult following, of which I'm a member. Sometimes I'm proud of, sometimes I'm embarrassed of.
I know we need to dissect some of your stories and drops with the ticket on another show. I still don't even know all the backstories.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I heard Troy Aikman on this morning, and he was like the play with Andy Dalton when he gets completely obliterated and no one's seems to have his back.
Yeah.
And Troy's like, I see where the perception might be like, hey, no one's coming to his defense, but he's like, you got to realize these are a bunch of backup dudes that are literally getting their ass beaten.
They don't know what's coming.
They don't know what the F is going on. Right.
They don't know what they're doing.
Just like, I think they were probably just in shock. Like, I hope he's okay.
Right.
Not like, oh gosh, my instincts better kick in that I need to go stick up for my teammate.
I think it's probably that, especially the offensive linemen, because you kind of look at the offensive linemen to maybe be those guys because their job is to protect the quarterback, and they're the big guys that could maybe actually try to beat somebody up. You're not going to look at a wide receiver or whoever is out there on the offense, but the offensive line is not the usual offensive line. I think they're down 4 starters. Yeah, it's terrible. And now, I mean, you saw that play with Andy Dalton, and I tweeted, I just felt bad for him the whole game because he couldn't even get a throw off without somebody in his face. He had 0.2 seconds before he was either sacked or had to throw the ball away. And then everyone's trying to criticize him. I'm like, he's
got
the
prayer.
least of our problems.
He's
right
got
now.
no prayer with that offensive line.
Yeah, and so now he's hurt, and he got that hit looked terrible. I mean, it's football. I will say we're talking about our kids and watching with our sons. So this year I'm watching a lot more than I used to. I worked for the Cowboys and was obsessed. Like growing up, I was obsessed when I worked for them. And after I worked for them, got into the Stars, I kind of distanced myself. And it's been amazing. Mm-hmm. Like just being able to now watch and not care. Like I don't get upset. I'm just like, whatever. Like, haha. It's just funny now. It's comical. Anyway, I have Ryder watching because I have to watch now on Sundays. And so he's watched just this season. He's learning about football. He's learning about the Cowboys. He's learning about the different positions and whether or not he wants to play. So in his short sample size of watching football, he's seen Dak Prescott get destroyed and have his ankle come out basically of his body. And then he saw Andy Dalton go down and
tackle
not
football
moving
for
on the field. And he's just like, Mom, what is this? Like, these are the quarterbacks? Yeah. And does this happen every game? And I'm trying to I don't know what to tell him. It is a brutal sport. Yeah. And when you have a child that you're trying to just start getting into sports, granted, hockey's not much better.
Right.
And he also watches hockey, but it makes me second guess. And I don't know where you stand on this and boys playing tackle football or hockey or something where concussions can happen.
We're playing 7-on-7 right now, and I love it. I love the 7-on-7. I think it's so fun. We have not even thought about tackle at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we will for a while,
I know.
but it does scare. Yeah, it does scare me. I'm not ready for it yet. I'm just going to enjoy this 7-on-7 for as long as I can because it's fun. And Henry plays quarterback, and it's super cute, and they're cute. And, we need to do a complete show on youth sports.
We do. Okay.
So let's write that down.
I'll write it down. I've got
the official note taker of
sports.
The mom game.
That is a hot topic.
It is. It's huge.
So anyways, the Cowboys freaking suck. I don't think there's any hope for them at all this season.
But here we do have some good news.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good news for you. It appears that NBA and NHL are about ready to report for training camp.
Yeah. Well, NBA, especially, I heard December 22nd.
Because they want to keep the money
Christmas
coming from the Christmas. Yeah.
And you know what? As a fan, I'm like, good.
Bring it.
Because don't you always have that on Christmas Day? And wouldn't it seem so weird if there was no NBA game to watch?
Well, and two, I
don't even care who it is. It's never it's usually the Lakers or,
But
somebody.
Yes, and the fact that you're going to have, you're still going to have football going on at that time.
Yeah.
But the games are so spread apart, and they're so, you know what I mean? There's one game on Thursday, there's one game on Monday, there's one game on, you know what I mean? There's no games on Saturday, or maybe during the playoffs, but it's just they're so few and far between just because there's whatever. And so the fact to have those, I already think about what it's going to be like when the World Series is over. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to watch?
I know. College football, but even that's all on the weekend.
That's what I mean. There's nothing.
I don't
it makes
know
me sad.
what to do at night when there's no sports on.
Oh yeah, last night I was completely lost.
I know. It's weird. Well, and this might be.
Well, there was Monday Night Football last night, but I tried to watch that Bears game and it was terrible.
Yeah, I can't get into just the random team versus random shitty team. Kelly has them on all the time, and I'll try to watch, but
I'll keep it on in the background.
Yeah, same here. Just as an aside, this could be a really good opportunity for you to start watching The Bachelorette.
Okay.
Because I texted you about it, and you're like, well, I got to watch sports. And I was like,
well,
I know, me too.
And I completely poo-pooed the idea.
You did. Okay,
is there a way for me to catch up on this season?
Yeah, they're only 2 episodes in, and episode 3 is tonight.
Okay.
And I think this is a good time to get in because shit's about to go down, and they're going to have to switch out The Bachelorette, and it's going to be the most dramatic season that's ever happened. So it's a good, I think this one really will. They've never had to switch The Bachelorette mid-season. But if nothing else, it's
why are they switching her out?
Because apparently Claire falls in love and doesn't want to go on because she's already found her dude.
Oh, before the show even started filming?
Well, I think they might have talked before the show started filming, but 3 episodes in, she's got goo-goo eyes for this one guy, and she doesn't even want to play the game.
Oh, so she's totally in on this guy.
Yes.
That's on the show.
Yes.
So now they've got to swap her out.
Yes, because I think something
in.
goes down tonight where it pisses off all the other guys and they say they're going to leave.
Revolt.
Yeah, and then she's like, whatever, I already know I like this guy. Right. And I think they might get engaged, and then they bring in a new bachelorette probably next week. It's going to be good.
I'll do this. Show homework.
You watched Love is Blind. And
I did.
And this is better.
That was when we were quarantined and couldn't leave our houses.
But still, there's nothing else to do on, I guess it's Tuesday nights now. It used to be Monday
nights. But
nights.
with Game 6 tonight, I Yes, I'll DVR.
But just record it.
I will record it. Okay.
I'll watch Game 6 too.
So as we wrap up sports squirts, what about NHL? Are they going back? Are you freaking out? Is Kelly going back to work in like 5 days?
No. We haven't heard anything still.
So this is all rumors.
Yeah.
Rumors of like a January 1 start date?
Well, that's kind of been the hope for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
January 1st. We haven't heard anything official.
Right, but if you start on January 1st, Kelly's got to go back to work in mid-November, isn't he?
I think it would be December.
Okay.
Training camp, but that'd be here in town at least.
Okay, that's true.
So I can deal with that. I think they do training camp up in Frisco again.
And I think, don't you think because of the way MLB's been able to pull off the non-bubble season, that the other leagues are like, you know what, we don't have to do that.
I think so. I heard reported today, that the NBA was saying we are trying to do everything we can not to have bubbles. And with hockey, different protocols in place.
And with hockey, you may have to realign some things and move some things around and shorten a season a little bit.
Whatever. Because we're already starting. I mean, if it starts in late December, they're not going to play all summer long.
Right.
Again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the owners are mostly wanting there to be able to be fans in the stands.
Yeah.
And then they'll sign off. So that all comes back to a vaccine treatment, et cetera,
Well,
et cetera.
and at this point, don't you think, as many people who are so skeptical of fans, even at a very reduced level, being in the stands, don't you think if there would have been the slightest correlation of, the virus, an outbreak being traced back to one of those, that somebody would have pounced on it loud and proud?
And we haven't heard that.
Haven't heard it anywhere.
No.
And it's still early, and and who knows? We don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to track all that stuff, and I'm not paying attention to it. Not that I'm not paying attention to it, but I just feel like if there was a huge problem, because at the start of this whole pandemic, remember they traced it back to this one sporting event, whatever, blah, blah.
Now it's so widespread, it's like,
whatever. Yeah.
It's hard to even trace.
Right, exactly.
Where the hotspots
How would you,
are, why.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's encouraging.
Yeah, I do too. And I will say, just also in the sports segment, I did attend a World Series game where there were fans.
And how was it?
I know we talked about how we wouldn't go, but I actually got a phone call from my uncle, who's wonderful, who had a friend that offered tickets, and he called Kelly, and then Kelly called me, and we were both like, why not? We can get a sitter,
totally in.
Have a night out.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have paid, but if, being offered it and just hearing about it a lot and talking about it a lot at my job, I wanted to go, and I wanted to see, you've seen the ballpark. I hadn't seen it.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's so cool. It's so beautiful. It didn't feel stale. It didn't feel, I think I've been to Minute Maid a long time ago, but I have always heard, and you could probably vouch whether or not, that almost feels more corporate or not as authentic, I guess.
There's no train in the outfield here, which is amazing.
Right,
It has more of an arena feel. So the seats are more stacked on top of each other rather than they are wide. So it makes it feel like a more intimate setting. And it's we took probably 13,000 off of the old seats off the old ballpark, which I thought the old ballpark was beautiful. I thought it was too big. We filled that twice a year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I feel like this will have, I listen, I don't love the aesthetic of the outside, but I think inside they nailed it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said on one of our other shows, who cares what the outside looks like? Once you get in there, and it felt like, it reminded me of the old ballpark. I mean, it just the kind of the color scheme, and you had the red brick kind of tones,
It is weird seeing it out the windows. You see the old ballpark out the windows. You're like, oh, it's weird.
Well, when I was there, the roof was closed.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because it was kind of like today, it was 20, not 20 something degrees, but it was really cold and windy walking in, and you walked in and it was just
instant.
I did a little Instagram post and it said 77 degrees on my Instagram post. I don't know what it really was and how accurate the Instagram temperature is, by the way. I don't know. But it felt really good. Yeah. And it was a really cool feeling. Yeah. I was also I had to go back out to the car to get my glasses because I'm used to being outside and wearing sunglasses. So I wore my sunglasses in, and then I was like, wait a second, I don't need these. There's no sun. So then all of a sudden I couldn't see, sounds like obviously my own personal problems here. Yes. But it's just the outdoor-indoor transition. I had to get used to it. Yeah. But it was a really fun, date night, double date with my aunt and uncle, and it made me and Kelly both say, we got to go to some Rangers games next year because now you can't get rained out, and it's not going to be so hot. Yep. Because we got rained out every time we tried to go.
Yeah, no rain delays, no nothing.
So it was beautiful. I think it's really cool that the national stage is here and you're hearing really good feedback from the players and fans.
Yes, and especially when it took that hit, when that video went viral or whatever. And I feel like the announcers, and I don't know if the Rangers have like asked them nicely, like, can you say nice things about us? But I feel like they're genuine with their praise.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone I've talked to has had genuinely nice things to say about it.
Yes, I agree. So I think it's all on the up and up for the new Rangers ballpark, and that gets to be your new home next season. I'm thankful for you.
I know.
It's going to help your hair. It's going to help.
It's gonna help. I don't know if anything can help my hair,
everything.
but I'm going to try.
It's lovely there, and I can't wait to go back. So yeah, we covered a lot of sports in our
Lots of sports.
So moving on. Okay. And I was thinking this could be another recurring segment on our show. So we have sports courts and then we have hot topics, but we might need a better name for that. Because I feel like that's very like,
that's
very like
water cooler.
Too water I think it is on The View, hot topics, like but something like that. I was under
Topicos en Fuegos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Topicos en Fuegos. Because
I don't even know if that's proper, but
yeah, bilingual. We're bilingual here.
I'm trying to be bilingual.
So hot topics. So we got to have some #real talk.
#real talk.
What night was it? It was over the weekend?
Saturday night.
Saturday night because...
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've gotten a lot of feedback on it.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. And I was really proud of you for this. But Kelly and I were like pouring our glass of wine. It was kind of late at night. Like we actually had the hot tub on and we were going to watch the World Series game. And I get out my Twitter and I'm like, oh boy, Emily is like in a heated little Twitter thing. And I watched the clip and... What I'm referring to is what Dale Hansen said on his sports show that night, and he made a joke.
Dale Hansen, who's longtime sports director for WFAA, which is the ABC affiliate here in Dallas-Fort Worth.
That's correct, yes.
Been around forever.
He's very well respected here in DFW.
I've had nothing but positive, and I've had nothing, for the record, I have no personal beef with Dale. I've had never had a negative interaction with him. Mm-hmm. Every interaction I've had with him has been positive. He's a smart ass, but I mean, like
we all are.
Hey now, so am I. So it's like, whatever.
Right.
But no, I've never had any animosity toward him whatsoever. And I still don't.
Yeah.
But what happened was Dale had made a comment and a joke about how, it was the night of the debate, whatever debate it was. I don't watch debates, so I don't know. But apparently some woman was a moderator.
Yes.
A woman.
Kristen something.
Okay. Anyway, was a moderator. Apparently she did a great job.
She did.
Pete Delkus, who is the meteorologist for WFA, tossed it to him by saying, finally, they realized what they were doing and they put a woman in charge and now everything went fine.
Yeah, it was kind of a layup. Like, he's tossed it up, like, just saying, yes, it was great, move on.
Whatever. So, and if you don't feel like being PC, fine, I get it. Whatever, your prerogative. So then he made a joke of, blah, blah, and then you know why they do that, because I don't know the exact wording, but basically women work cheaper than men. Mm-hmm. And then
there's more money left for the rest of us.
And then there
That's
was
what he said.
And then couldn't help himself. He was laughing so hard at himself. And so the clip got sent to me that morning by a mutual friend of ours, and he actually just said, and it's funny sometimes, and maybe it's because I'm so because I don't give a rip,
and I love that about you.
So I feel like a lot of people who want to say something, but are kind of not afraid, but just aren't in a position to do it.
Yep.
Maybe they don't have an employer who is as gracious as the Rangers are with me in expressing their feelings. And so I had a couple of people reach out to me, one first saying, did you see this? So I kind of sat on it. We had a busy Saturday. And then finally after sitting down.
Okay, so you sat on that.
I did.
I was a little confused because I thought it happened that night. And then I was like,
no,
the debate wasn't that night. So I was.
Right.
Okay.
But I had gotten shown it. Somebody showed it to me that morning.
Gotcha.
And so, so like I said, I just kind of, I don't know. I didn't want to be, I didn't want to be reactive.
You just had to see if it felt right.
And so, I was actually talking to a girlfriend of mine about it, and and then we were watching the game, and so we had friends over, and so they left. And so at that point, I was just like, you know what? I feel like I've had not so many, but a couple of people that reached out, and I can tell they're wanting something. They said, and I wasn't trying to be some like, hey, look at me, I'm going to be this advocate. Yeah. But this is what I have a problem with. So Dale has taken on so many causes over the years. Like he's been on Ellen for being an advocate for LGBT rights. Uh-huh. He's spoken out on the Black Lives Matter movement and all these things. And he's taken on, and he's been so impassioned and emboldened and taken a stand as a white man and all this kind of stuff that I thought, God, Dale, why would you take on all these causes, but like women and equal pay that's not good enough for you?
Joking matter, yeah.
Why would, and so that's all I said in my tweet. I just said, hey, Dale Hansen, and I tagged him. I just said, you've taken on so many causes recently, which is super admirable. Why not advocate for equal pay for women instead of making a joke about it? Mm-hmm. And that was where I left it. I wasn't trying to, and honestly, if anybody from the ticket said this, if any of my coworkers said this, made a joke like that, I probably would. I would have probably, said, "Hey, now, not cool." But when you've got the platform and the forum that Dale does, and when you've presented yourself as this. Yeah. I don't want to say woke. I hate the word woke, but warrior. Like you're reformed. You're a Renaissance man. You're no longer this crusty old white dude that has his, that's set in his ways. You're
very progressive.
Yes, and you've got your eyes open, and that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
Had it been anyone else who hadn't done all those, hadn't set this precedent for himself, I probably wouldn't have said anything, because whatever, if you want to make a joke, I make jokes all the time, and I'm not the PC police, and I'm not trying to be that. But the fact that he had put himself in this position and then took that position, I was like, man, that's super disappointing.
Yep.
Because you're trying to present yourself as this man who, like you said, who's had their eyes opened to issues that maybe he hadn't otherwise.
Right.
And to see that his eyes weren't yet open to this issue was really disheartening.
And the whole thing makes it hard to not question his authenticity on all those other things.
Right.
And that's what bothered me about it. Like, if you have these bold views and you're going to go on these like long statements and go viral for what you're saying about this and that, and have these monologues prepared that are pre-written, and very powerful. But then when it comes to this, it's just a joke. Like, it's just a joking matter. Well, why is this any different? And why can't this have some pre-written monologue to try and actually make some change? And, this could be like selfish or whatever, but like being a woman in this industry, you understand the pay gap, and you understand it's a real thing.
It's pretty much, I don't have, Lord knows, I have numbers on it, but I'm pretty sure it's every industry. I mean, it's still not, and then what's funny is
the fact that he was in this industry and like he's sitting there probably joking about making more than the female co-anchor that's been there, and that he's saying there's more money left for the rest of us because they're taking less money. It's like, there's got to be some truth to that. He probably knows that he's making more than somebody else, whether it's that station or another station. That's why that bothered me, because it seemed like it wasn't a joke, and he knew that he is making more, and he's, just sitting there kind of at home zooming in his Hawaiian shirt.
Right. Counting his money.
Big ass like piece of property or whatever it is. So that's why it was a little bit frustrating for me.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of what you said. Well, I know you weren't trying to be, weren't trying to say like, like you said, like,
I just, not
trying to be all high and mighty, but it was worth pointing out.
Yeah. I mean,
can't really get away with.
It's kind of,
And so has it been kind of crazy since?
Not totally. Like, you get crazies that come out and are be like, well, the women don't get paid what men do when they're as good as men. And I'm like, oh my God, you can't be serious. Like, there's still people. And then you're like, I didn't respond to hardly any of these.
That's good.
Just because it was like, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. And and as you know, social media is a giant,
it's a
mysterious beast. It's funny. So anyway, but speaking of social media, so I sent you some images.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about
this week.
Yeah.
So my mom is on Facebook, and I feel like the vast majority of people in my mom's demographic, that 70-ish, I feel like Facebook's their jam. They're not on Instagram. They're not on Twitter. So my mom does not have an affinity for the current president of the United States, and she wishes that he not be reelected. I love her. And here's the deal. I'm not going to tell anyone who I voted for.
Yeah.
I see things on both sides. I've voted both parties. Whatever.
Yep.
My daddy, when he was alive, was very, very much a Republican. My mom is very much a Democrat. As I said, I've voted both ways. However, my mom is insane about Donald Trump, like insane. So she follows Donald Trump and the White House. I don't know if she I guess she follows him. She's on Facebook a little bit, maybe too much. And so
it's kind of just there all day when they don't have much to do.
And I think for them, they do think it's this fascinating world and they catch up with people and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then I think they have a hard time like deciphering like the whole, like we talked about the social dilemma, the documentary that's out, and how it's feeding you what you want to hear. Right. And so I think a lot of times if you're new to the whole internet social media thing, so that you don't just got get
Trump
it.
stuff popping up all the time because Facebook's over there like, oh, so we know that she loves this. We're going to keep on firing it at her.
This will trigger her. And so all of a sudden I get like a text message from my girlfriend, Lisa, and she sent me a screenshot. And it's like a post on Donald Trump's official Facebook page.
That must have popped up into her feed.
And she feels the need to respond. To comment on it, because of course he's going to see it, right? I mean, because
they're reading all the comments.
Yeah, because there's not very many comments on. I mean, how many millions of followers does he have? So she started commenting on some of the president's Facebook posts and the White House's Facebook posts, and so I just
did you know she did this?
I did not until they sent them to me.
My
friends now, it's like a joke. My friend, like I get them from different people. They're like, "Oh, your mom." Does
she comment on anything else, or is it mostly just this?
Mostly just this.
Yeah.
So here's one tweet or one. I'm sorry, she's not on Twitter. It's Facebook. I think. Yeah, it's Facebook. So it says the White House. We're rebuilding America's economy like nobody thought possible, with a picture of the president and whatever. And then it's like her comment, your hair would make a good mop. Okay. Yep. And
she's
then
on to something.
The
Trump mop.
So then the White House, Donald J. Trump posted, I am pleased to inform you that for the sake of accuracy in reporting, I'm considering posting my interview with Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes prior to airtime, blah, 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 whatever. And then she says, I mean, keep in mind, there are like 499,000 likes and then, 31,000 shares, but she's going to comment. And she says, are you still jacked up on roids, or maybe you have hemorrhoids? Those can make you very irritable. Yeah. So she's, really
she's
trying
funny.
to get to she's a trip. I mean, and before anyone says anything, she's very she's mentally stable. She's just, she's fine.
She's funny.
Trying. Yes. This is her way to release her frustrations. And then my favorite one is Donald Trump posting, the World Health Organization just admitted that I was right. Lockdowns are killing countries all over the world. The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. Open up your states, Democrat governors. Open up New York. Long battle, blah, blah, blah. Did the right thing. And then she simply could not have any more of this. There are 25,000 comments, and she wanted to add hers, which was F you.
Oh,
with the actual words spelled out.
Oh, my gosh.
Aggressive.
Have you heard her say that?
Have I heard her say that?
Okay.
She's my mother. Not a lot, but I mean, she's my mom.
Yeah, yeah.
We let him flow freely in our house pretty much, except for around the kids. We don't, no one cusses around the kids, except for my stepmom. She's still, and not hardcore, not the F word. They don't know what that is yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do.
Maybe they do.
Whatever. But I haven't said it. I haven't said it. But yeah, so that's my mom. That's my mom.
That's hilarious.
Which is, I know, but I love it. Like, I think, I'm like, good for whatever, but I love her humor in it. Let me say that. Sometimes I'm like, you need to get off the Facebook.
So she's not like commenting on everybody's pictures that she hasn't seen for 30 years.
No.
It's just when she feels real heated about a topic.
Yes, but I'm like, step away from politics on Facebook. Like, let's get away from it.
But I think they don't understand when we say step away from politics on Facebook. We get it. Like, we know that's just like somewhere you don't want to venture onto. Maybe we're just around it more or like privy to a lot more and we see a lot more. But to them, it's just like, oh, this is popping up in my face. I can't help myself.
And I think it makes her feel better. Yeah. Like if it makes you vent some frustrations, get after it.
Well,
who cares? I mean, it's comic relief. I mean, my friends.
Did you call her? Like, did you tell her you saw it?
I'll text her and my sister. I'll be like, oh, good one today, Mom,
What did she say?
And she's just like, she doesn't care. I mean, she's just like, oh, well, can't stand him. And I'm like, well, got it. Respect it. Whatever. It's absolutely your prerogative.
My mom, I feel like, does a pretty good job of staying reserved on social media for the most part, but she will like what she did to me last week, and she's so sweet and like.
I don't feel like she's as big of a spitfire as my mom is.
No. She's a goofball. Like she's really funny. She's not very. She doesn't like confrontation, you know, or anything probably like me. Like we both just kind of back away and try to be nice, unless someone pisses us off.
There you go.
But Breast Cancer Awareness Month is this month. I'm going on 7 years of 7 years ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So my mom is, of course, like, that was something crazy. Can you imagine if it's your daughter? Like, that's something you hold on to forever, and it had to be the worst and scariest thing ever. I can't even imagine.
No.
With my daughter, but she's very good about like celebrating my anniversaries and like posting. Aww. So it was really sweet. She posted something this month, but I sent her actually we were texting about the Mom Game lipstick. Which we need to chat about a little bit. But she texted me, she was like, I think I'm going to order the lipstick, but I don't know if it's, my color. I might need darker. And I was like, I think you'll love it. I was driving, and at the stoplight, I took a little selfie and I was like, look, I'm wearing it today. Like, I think I'm trying to show her how pretty it was. Well, she used that selfie and then she put it on Facebook. And she's like, congratulations to my daughter 7 years ago, blah, blah, blah. And look at her now. And I was like, oh God, I just was texting you a picture of the lipstick.
Look at her now driving in the car.
Yeah. And then when you're tagged in it, it goes to everybody, And so I'm seeing these people like it, that I'm like, oh God, whatever, I don't care. I'm with kind of like you at the same point. At this point in life, who cares? I don't care. Everybody knows what I look like, whatever, certain things.
Yeah, there's plenty of film out there on me.
No. Yeah. But at that point, it's that was sweet. I understood the sentiment of it. But I think that's a mom thing too. It's we got to okay our pictures before you post. But I did.
Does she do that?
I did luckily take 10 to try and send her one that was at least decent, even though it was just my.
But does she want to pick because my mom does that. My mom she's not trying to have bad pictures out there of her either.
Oh, really?
She'll let me see.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
My mom doesn't really care.
She doesn't really care.
She doesn't really care that much.
Are your parents together?
No. I have a stepdad.
Okay, but she's married.
Yeah.
I think that's why.
She's married.
Because I think my mom's if you're going to put this on your social media, you got a big following. And in the event.
She's still single?
She is.
Okay.
In the event, there's
Mom Game goals. Has she been on dates?
Remember we talked about this with Reiner. It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. But
she's too of age for him.
Right, but surely we can set her up with somebody nice.
I know. If you're, she's
there's a lot
70,
of P1s out there that listen.
I'll tell you this. She's effing hilarious. She really is. She's fun. She's life of the party. If you like Donald Trump, she's probably not a good fit for you. But yeah, she's hilarious.
She'll use you as a mop.
She'll
mop up with your hair.
Okay, what else do we have on the rundown?
Okay, but I do want to make that a Mom Game podcast goal. I want to set your mom up with somebody.
Okay. She'll do it. She's game for whatever.
Okay, good.
She'd go on a date.
Good. Okay, if you're interested or if you know somebody who
and I'll post a picture of her.
Emily's mom, who sounds fun and hilarious.
Adorable.
And obviously
if she
picture of birthed you, she's got to be cool.
I'll post a picture of on our Mom Game Instagram.
Oh, this is fun.
Is there anything else on the rundown? Before I just looked at myself and saw how shiny I am.
Why are you shiny?
And I do want to explain. So I came straight from Cutting Edge Cryo because I got one of the Cryo Slim facials. It's my second one.
Slim facial. So it slims your face?
Well, no, it's not. It's more for elasticity and all that kind of stuff. It's not freezing your fat cells and killing them.
Your face looks really good right now.
So, but I do feel it's a little shiny because she puts that cream on or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, they're amazing. I'm done kind of pretty much with the belly thing. I'll probably do one every once in a while just to maintain. I think I'm going to do my arms. I don't have a ton of flappy flaps, but I do want to. I want to give it a run.
You can prevent it.
Yeah.
Get ahead of those flappy flaps.
So anyway, they're fantastic. They're getting a bunch of new equipment we're going to be talking about in the next couple months. But anyway, 50% off for anybody who mentions the Mom Game.
That's awesome.
So many services
I'm going tomorrow.
And they've already said that they've had people come in. So we appreciate you guys trusting us.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's why my skin is so shiny.
Well, it looks really good.
Skin is so shiny.
I'm going to use that next once I get this business taken care of.
Yeah.
And then our lipsticks that we tweeted a lot about and posted on social, I put them out on all my social media channels. Our lipsticks, I'm wearing the lip gloss today, the Mom Game Jewels lip gloss from Mix Blend Bar, MYX Blend Bar. Those are still available and for sale.
And I meant to leave mine out on the counter. I have mine right here. Oh, but I feel like my lips, because mine has a little bit of like the chapsticky type stuff in it.
Moisturizing?
Yes, that's or chapsticky stuff.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I wear it all the time, but my lips are so chapped right now. I put it on before the show, and now I need to put it on.
And then you don't have to do lip gloss and chapstick because it does it all.
One and all.
Yep.
All in one.
And mine even, I got a little, or I think I put a little plumper in mine too. Like just for a little tingle.
I know, but you have such great lips.
Well, why not just plump up a little bit more?
I feel like my lips blend in with my face.
They don't. I don't know about.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, your lips look great. The lip fillers, I'm still trying to decide about what I think about those.
You don't need lip fillers.
No, I know.
Oh, but I could use them.
Well,
yeah,
we know someone who could hook you up.
Yes, that's true.
So no, all the things, all the things, the cryo, the mixed blend bar, all of our wonderful partners.
Yep. Our new social media guy, Adam, not even new anymore.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He gives us a list.
He's our boy.
Of stuff to do. He's so amazing. So thank you to him. I feel like we're starting to get
we're getting a groove.
We're getting it.
We'll revisit this on another show, but we posted about social media. We got so many good replies about what to do about social media for your kids. We've obviously got time until we have to deal with that.
So we've got youth sports and social media
on
the agenda.
Social media, and then I still need to talk about adult athletics, which we can do later. But oh my God.
Played tennis like once and you're sore as shit.
In a tournament. I mean, we played basically for 2 days. I couldn't move for like a week, Emily. Like, couldn't move. And it just made me think, like, why? Why does this happen as you get older? Like, why can your body not function? Why do I have to feel like I need to lay on a couch for a week after I play tennis for 2 days? So I'm working on getting like a doctor to come on the show. Somebody that can talk to us about like, what kind of stretches do we need to be doing? What's the best like exercises, say if you're a busy mom and you've got 30 minutes a day, like what do you do for fitness and just keeping your body to where maybe you don't die every time you play tennis?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So that's also on our list.
Yeah, lots of show ideas.
Did you like how I yelled?
I do.
Yes, that's what broadcasters do when they're serious.
So next week we have Chris Budden.
Yes.
And from ESPN. Super excited about that. And it's we're taping on Election Day, which, God, what a shit show
we
that's
are?
gonna be. Yeah.
I hadn't even looked. Okay.
I know. And we're going to tape the show. And then
Should we call into Carol?
And then oh my God, you trust me.
Live reaction?
I just want it to be, listen, whatever, whoever gets elected.
It's going to be somebody.
It's going to be somebody.
The world will go on.
Can we just move on after it? Like on the 4th, can we just say, okay, and everybody say, be a big girl, be big boy, and say, we accept the.
I hope. And you know what? Like, do the most good that you can for yourself and your people and be kind and.
I know. And not throw a fit if you don't get it. If your candidate doesn't get it, don't break shit. Don't. I don't know. Just stay in your house and yell at the TV if you want, but just don't. Let's just not do anything stupid.
Yeah, high intensity probably for like a week. But I've heard like maybe we won't even get the results that night because of all the mail-in
I don't think we will that
night.
night. I don't think we will that night.
Yeah, so it'll be different.
I just hope that when they say these are the results, that everyone can just say, okay, I voted and I respect the process
wonderful.
and we move on.
That is not going to happen.
Zero chance.
But here on the Mom Game, that's what we'll do. We will move right along and wait for basketball and hockey and all the mom stuff.
Yes. Okay.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. We so appreciate you guys. This one went long.
I know, and we didn't even mean to. We keep doing that. We didn't even hit all of our topics.
We didn't hit all our topics. Okay, follow us on social media. We've got @TheMomGamePod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We love getting the feedback from you guys. Like we said, we talked about the social media stuff. We're going to talk about later. We'll bring up some of those ideas that you guys had because there were some really good ones. So anyway, please feel free to continue to interact with us if you've made it this far. God bless you.
We love it.
We love you guys. And episode 33 in the books.
Peace out
Mom Game
from
out.
the Mom Game.